Hey everyone, sorry I'm late, but I am here to give you my tips and tricks that I learned while getting the Ghostwriter base seal as well as the Gild. So as always, we're gonna just go ahead and get into this. This will take most people around 15 to 20 hours to get, depending on how efficient you are being and what activities you decide to farm at the end of the day. But assuming you've already started getting some progress over this past week, over the next 2 weeks you should have plenty of time to get these triumphs and guilds done. The first 4 triumphs are page-based. You need something like 194 pages total, I think, and the best page farms are, as always, going to be the Witch Queen mission checkpoint farms. So if you don't know how to do those, look up videos on how to do the investigation checkpoint farm, the ghost checkpoint farm, or the communion mission checkpoint farm. Either of these 3 works, but all of these checkpoint farms are going to be orders of magnitude faster than grinding these pages out naturally through things like strikes and crucible, and you will save yourself hours on hours on hours. So go to LFG or look in my Discord server, which I'll have linked down below. Try to find people to help you farm these pages, because this is going to be much faster, I promise. So make sure you're doing this. The next couple are kind of super easy, and I'm just going to kind of skip a lot of the easy ones for just like killing headless ones, earning candy, the first candy triumph, completing haunted sectors, getting elemental kills with lightning abilities, things like that. That's super easy. Now, one tip I do have is for the sniper rifle, auto rifle, and pulse rifle kills. Now, I think I figured out how this worked on stream yesterday, so I kind of figured this out on my own, so I might be a little bit off, but it seems like this is how it works. Each weapon needs a certain number of points. So for snipers, you need 100 points, auto rifles, you need 300 points, and for pulse rifles, you need 500 points. Now, the way I think it works is that you get 5 points per PvP kill and 1 point per PvE kill. So snipers need 100 points. That means you either need 20 PvP kills or 100 PvE kills. So, and that just kind of goes on for autos and pulses as well, and you can monitor that on braytech.org. If you've never used that site, it's brilliant. You can really see the inner workings of all your triumphs and objectives and things like that. So, but that's how I believe those 3 triumphs work. And then you have the Strike the Deck triumph that requires you to either do Vanguard Ops playlist activities or Catch Crash activities. It is going to be 12% per strike, or 9 total strikes, or 17% per Catch Crash, or 6 total Catch Crashes. So your options are 9 strikes, 6 Catch Crashes, or some combination of the 2. That comes down to personal preference. Now for the Gild. This is where most people are kind of getting stuck, or, you know, running into very hard grind walls. So, the one of many triumph requires you to kill every single headless one within each of the 4 haunted sectors. This means that you have to get a shot on all 15 headless ones. You don't have to be the one to spawn them in, you don't have to be the one to kill them, but you have to get a shot on all 15 before they die. And this just means that you can't be in a fire team that's absolutely just blazing through the activity, melting the boss, because then you won't get all 15 to spawn. If you guys don't know, 10 headless ones spawn before the boss, 2 spawn in the second phase of the boss, and 3 spawn in the final phase of the boss. So if you're killing the bosses too fast, then you won't be able to kill all of the headless ones, and thus you won't be able to get this triumph. Also, if you leave the activity too early, it won't count as a completion for, you know, that section of the triumph if you do manage to do it correctly. So just kind of wait for the activity to boot you to orbit is my recommendation. For Mass Mayhem, this one's pretty easy. You just have to wear a mask and do things like trials or a dungeon. A single dungeon checkpoint will finish this if you do have a checkpoint that you can get. I think I got it done in like 2 rounds of trials. It's super easy. Whatever activity you manage to do, you shouldn't have to do too much. The Sweet Tooth Triumph is the hardest triumph that a lot of people are going to be, you know, having difficulties with. It's very grindy, and it's definitely the one I think most people are going to finish last. You essentially have to get 30,000 candy. Candy drops everywhere, but that's a lot of candy. I would recommend farming Nightfalls for this triumph. If you finish every other triumph and you just have candy left, farming Nightfalls is going to be the most efficient way, in my opinion. For Hero Nightfall, you get 425 candy on completion. For Master Nightfall, you get 575 candy. And for GMs, you get 650. So I would recommend going on LFG if you can, or grabbing some friends and farming out Master Nightfalls, because they are very fast. You don't have to think too hard while doing them. You can complete complete them in about 10 minutes, and there's no risk of like getting kicked to orbit or anything. In addition to the 575 candy you get per completion, you also get around 100 candy per ads. At least in this week's, it was Saber this week, so every time I was running it, I was getting about 100 additional candy. Of course, when it switches Nightfalls tomorrow, that number might be a little bit different. But I would recommend farming Nightfalls. You can also do things like play trials. Every single trials game was giving me 280 candy and things like that. But the most efficient way is going to be farming Mastered Nightfalls if you get a very good or a kind of even semi-coordinated team to do it. So if you have any more questions about this title, let me know down in the comments below. Once again, I'm sorry this was a couple days late, but I've been very busy. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like rating and to share it with your friends. If you were interested in watching either of the two videos on screen, you can click their respective annotations to be taken to them. If you're brand new to my channel, make sure to the giant version of my logo on screen to be subscribed for more awesome Destiny 2 videos and live streams. Thank you guys so much for watching today, and I will see you in my next video.